In this video, we discuss the social science core requirement. This is an important video and requirement not only because, as you can see here, there are a pretty large number of options for the social science core requirement, but also because a lot of common AP and IB exam scores fulfill the social science requirement. So it's going to be important to watch this video carefully. Similar to the fine and performing arts requirement and the understanding historical change requirement, the social science core requirement is not going to be listed as a specific core requirement on your Fordham College Rose Hill placement guidance. You would see register for a core course, core course again here. Unlike the philosophy and theology or some of the other cores, it's not listed as one that specifically needs to be taken right now. That being said, it is a very good idea to fulfill this requirement in your first semester, and we will discuss that in a few moments. If we take a quick look back at our core curriculum checklist at the social science requirement, we see that we're going to be searching for it by attribute because of all the different departments and courses that are represented in the requirement. We have everything from cultural anthropology, communication and media studies, economics, sociology, politics, even some psychology courses that can complete this requirement. A lot of these majors and departments I've just mentioned are popular ones for Fordham College at Rose Hill students, so this can be a great way to strategically start counting the core curriculum towards your intended major or a major of interest. This is even the case for pre-health students, especially particularly pre-medical students, who now need to take the Intro to Sociology course, Soci 1100, for the new MCAT. As we mentioned before, many students who are coming into Fordham College at Rose Hill with AP or IB exam scores for which we award credit have fulfilled the social science requirement. So when you're logging on to your degree works on the part that is more your degree checklist for the core curriculum, not the placement guidance page, if you do not have that relevant AP credit, or if you sent in all your APs and you're wondering, well, is my social science requirement fulfilled? We can see here that for this particular student, the social science requirement is still not fulfilled because we see the red box. If they were registered for a social science course, this would turn to that little blue squiggle. If, for example, you were to have earned a score of 4 or 5 on the AP macroeconomics exam and you sent your scores to Fordham and we confirmed receipt of them, you would see here that the social science core requirement is fulfilled by your advanced placement score, and it transfers in as Econ 1100, which is Fordham's basic macroeconomics course. Or what about another common AP exam that many incoming freshmen take, the U.S. Government and Politics exam? That one also fulfills the social science requirement if the student has earned a score of 4 or 5 and, of course, has sent in their scores to us. And we can see here that the box is checked off, and we can see that it's fulfilled by the U.S. Government and Politics AP exam. If you're not coming in with any AP or IB exams, or the exams that you are coming in with that you've earned credit for don't have social science core requirement awarded for them, then we strongly recommend that you take the social science core requirement in your first semester. As we saw, there are a lot of popular core classes in the social science core requirement: Intro to Politics, Communication and Media Studies, Sociology, Economics, and the like. And many of these fulfill popular majors for Fordham College at Rose Hill students. So there is really no reason not to take one of these courses in your first semester, given the wide range of options represented. Before we move on to show how to search for social science core requirements on My.Fordham, you might be wondering, okay, well, if I have AP microeconomics credit that fulfills my social science, and I'm thinking I really want to be a sociology major, couldn't I take Intro to Sociology in my first semester, even though I've already fulfilled my social science core requirement? It can be a little bit tricky to decide. Now, if this is the only AP requirement that you have and there are other other core classes that you have still to complete, it may be worth simply attempting those other core requirements in your first semester rather than taking a core class that you've already received credit for by means of your AP. If, on the other hand, you have a pretty good number of AP credits coming in and have checked off some of these core requirements already through your APs, then this is something you could discuss with your SVAC to see if it's prudent and to make sure that you're not missing out on another core requirement for your first semester. To search for social science core requirements on my.fordham, we go back to our handy Browse Classes screen here. We select the term from our drop-down menu and hit Continue. Now, we always select Advanced Search, as we said. Now, in theory, if you were just looking for Intro to Sociology courses, you could type in Sociology 1100 here and find that specific course. But for our purposes here, we're going to show how to find all Fordham College at Rose Hill core requirements. So we're not going to select a subject or a course number. Remember to always select Fordham College Rose Hill from the college box because the social science core needs to be taken at your home college, Fordham College at Rose Hill. Under course attribute, we can start typing in social science. Now be very careful here. Select this attribute here, social science core requirement, not this one. The one that says core requirement is the one we want. So we have the social science core requirement at Fordham College at Rose Hill. We then select search, and we see our options will come up. On our now familiar search results page, we can see that in addition to fulfilling the social science requirement, some of these core classes fulfill other requirements. So for example, this section of Intro to Cultural Anthropology, and in fact all sections of Intro to Cultural Anthropology, fulfill the global studies, or what we've been calling the globalism requirement. And we can see that attribute is listed there. In addition, we can see that Intro to Archaeology also fulfills the global studies core requirement. Some of these, for example, that don't have any attribute listed after the course title, will only fulfill the social science core requirement, in addition to any other major or minor core requirements that they otherwise count as. One final note on the psychology courses that fulfill the social science core requirement. You'll notice here that there are some psychology courses that will come up as fulfilling this requirement. A few important notes. First is that Fordham's introductory psychology course called Psych 1200, Foundations of Psychology, does not fulfill the social science core requirement. However, there are some other options that do. So if you are interested in doing a psychology major, or maybe just want to take some psychology coursework but don't want to commit to Foundations of Psychology because it does not fulfill social science, these options here are worth considering, and they do not have any prerequisites in psychology. Second, if you are coming in with a score of 4 or 5 on the AP Psychology exam, you will have already earned credit for Psych 1200 Foundations of Psychology. So if you're in that case and you are looking for another psychology course to take, any of these would be a good option. Likewise, if you're simply interested in psychology, maybe not sure which direction you want to go in, you can consider one of these. The one exception to these courses here is this one, this Service Learning Infant and Child Development course. Even though this course shows as open, it is actually not open and has a waiting list of students. This course has a service learning component outside of the classroom, which, while a great opportunity, is not present. This specific course is not presently have seats open for freshman students. So if you are interested in doing, for any of the reasons we just discussed, a psychology course to fulfill social science in your first semester, social psychology would be an option, adolescent and adult development, personality, or abnormal psychology.